Dear children, welcome to online classes of biology. So, in the previous classes, we have studied about the male and female reproductive parts of male and female reproductive system, isn't it? So, today we are going to start the new topic, that is gametogenesis. So, what do you mean by gametogenesis? The process by which the gametes, that is sperms and ovum, are produced is called what? Gametogenesis. The formation of gametes. Okay. So gametogenesis includes what? The formation of sperms and the formation of egg or ovum. Okay. The formation of the sperm is known as spermatogenesis. Okay. What is it? Spermatogenesis, and it takes place where? In the testis. Inside the testis it takes place. Okay, and that begins in the puberty. Okay, when the boy child attains puberty, then only spermatogenesis starts. Okay, yesterday we have discussed the difference between the spermatogenesis and oogenesis in the class. Okay, so spermatogenesis starts when the child, only when the child attains puberty. Okay, and we have studied the structure of seminiferous tubules, isn't it? Inside the seminiferous tubules, two types of cells are found. What are they? In the lining of the spermatogonium, they are spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. Okay, so this spermatogonia, they first undergo mitotic division. Okay, they undergo mitotic division and their number will increase. And the spermatogonia, what is the ploidy? They'll be diploid. Okay, and is having 46 chromosomes. Now, the spermatogonia, okay, some of them, they differentiate or they'll act as the primary spermatocytes. Okay, they first they increase their number by simple mitosis, and now some of the spermatogonia, they are, okay, called primary spermatogonia, and they undergo meiosis. Okay, which type of division they undergo? Meiosis. Now the primary spermatocyte complete its first meiotic division. Okay, that is the actual reductional division, isn't it? We have learned last year meiosis. So first meiotic division is actually the reduction division, where the number of chromosomes will get reduced to half. Okay, and that results in what? Secondary spermatocytes, and this will have only 23 chromosome, as it's a reductional division. Understood? So spermatogonia, they increase their number by mitosis, and then what will happen? Some of them, they act as the primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes complete its first meiotic division and produce two equal cells. Okay, equal haploid cells, and they are known as what? Secondary spermatocytes. And this will have only 23 chromosome haploid cells there. Understood? And then the secondary spermatocyte again undergo the second meiotic division, and they produce four what? Cells, equal, okay, haploid cells, called what? Spermatids. Okay, so spermatids are formed from where only? From the secondary spermatocytes after completing its second meiotic division. Means from each primary spermatocytes, how many spermatids will form? Four. Okay, first it will divide into two. Understood? They are known as secondary spermatocytes, and then secondary spermatocytes undergoes one more division. Okay, and they form four cells, four equal cells called spermatids. Now the spermatids are actually just like the what any other animal cell. Okay, it is just like any other animal cell, and it is not the spermatozoa or sperm. Okay, and this normal animal cell has to convert into spermatozoa, and that process is called spermiogenesis. Okay, Understood? Spermiogenesis means what? The conversion of spermatids, which are formed by the meiotic division of primary spermatocytes, okay, will get converted to sperm. Sperm, it's a long cell, isn't it? Its characteristic, its structure is different than the normal animal cell. So it has to convert into that. Understood? And that process is called spermiogenesis. And after spermiogenesis happens, the sperm with their head, they will get embedded in the Sertoli cells. You can see here. Okay. So this is the diagrammatic section view of a seminiferous tubule. Okay, so you can see what? Spermatogonium, then Sertoli cells. Okay, then primary sperm. This is a primary spermatocyte. Okay, they will undergo what? First meiotic division and form what? Secondary spermatocytes. Sorry, secondary spermatocytes. You can see here. Okay, and then each secondary spermatocyte undergoes or completes the second meiotic division and form what? The spermatids. Spermatids, okay, will get changed into sperms by a process called spermiogenesis. So spermatogenesis includes what also? Spermiogenesis also. Okay, and then once they formed, you can see that with the head of the sperms, they will get attached to the Sertoli cells. Okay, and this what fully matured sperm, they should get released into the seminiferous tubules or in the lumen of the seminiferous tubule, okay, by a process called what? Spermiation. Understood? So spermiation means what? The release of matured sperm from the Sertoli cells. Okay, so spermatogenesis includes what? It includes spermiogenesis and spermiation. Spermiation means what? The release of sperms from the Sertoli cells. Okay, because after their maturation, they will get attached to the Sertoli cells with their head. Understood? So, all this process is clear to you, I think. Now, next is what? How these processes are under the control of hormones. Okay, all these processes are controlled by hormones. Okay, so I told you in males, the spermatogenesis starts at the age of or when the child is attaining puberty. Okay, due to the increase in the secretion of a hormone called gonadotrophin releasing hormones. What are they? Gonadotrophin releasing hormones, GnRH. Okay, it's a hypothalamic hormone, and when this hormone increases in the body, it acts on the pituitary gland, anterior pituitary gland, and they help in the production of two gonadotrophins, okay, by the pituitary gland, that is luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, LH and FSH. Okay, so just think that is hypothalamus during the puberty. When a boy child attains puberty, what happens in them? Hypothalamus produces what? The GnRH, gonadotrophin releasing hormones. Okay, and when this GnRH increases, what will happen? They work on the anterior pituitary gland and they stimulate two gonadotrophins. What are the two gonadotrophins? LH and FSH. Okay, LH, they help in they help in the production of, or they help in the uh, Leydig cells. Okay, they act on the Leydig cells and stimulate them to produce the androgens. Okay, and androgens in turn, what they help in the process of spermatogenesis. Is it clear? So LH, where it acts on the Leydig cells, and FSH acts on the Sertoli cells, and that stimulates the uh, secretion of that some factors that help in the process of spermiogenesis. Is it clear? So these are the what hormones involved. So what are they? what are the hormones involved in the spermatogenesis? That is the gonadotropin releasing hormone. Who produces it? It is produced by the hypothalamus. Where it acts? It acts on the anterior pituitary. So pituitary gland is known as what? Master gland, isn't it? So they produce two hormones. What are they? LH and FSH on the influence of what? GnRH. Now LH will act on what? Leydig cell. Okay, and that stimulates the synthesis of androgens. Androgens are what? Male hormones, isn't it? And this male hormones will stimulate the process of spermatogenesis, and FSH, okay, acts on Sertoli cells. So FSH, where it acts? On Sertoli cells, and help in the secretion of factors that helps in the process of spermiogenesis. Is it clear? So these are what? The hormones. Now let's see what is the structure of a sperm. Okay, so when you see the structure of a mature sperm, it will have a head part. Okay, it will have a neck part and a middle piece and a tail. So these are the parts of what? The mature sperm. So what are they? Head part will be there, then a neck part, then a middle piece and a tail. Understood? So it's a, and as you know, it's an animal cell with a haploid nucleus, isn't it? It's having a long elongated nucleus in the head region. Okay, so as it is a animal cell, it will have what? The cell membrane, isn't it? Cytoplasm and nucleus, and nucleus is located in the head region. Okay, and it's a elongated haploid nucleus, and its anterior part, okay, you can see the anterior part is known as acrosome. Okay, so what is it? Acrosome, and that contains what? A number of enzymes. Okay, a number of enzymes are there. Lot of enzymes are there which help in piercing the membranes of the egg. Okay, when fertilization happens, this sperm should enter into the cytoplasm of the egg, isn't it? So for this purpose, okay, help what the acrosome helps. Okay, acrosome is having what? Enzymes. They are filled with enzymes that helps in the fertilization of the ovum. Okay, now middle piece is having a number of mitochondria in them. Okay, numerous mitochondria are provided with this middle piece, and this gives the energy for the movement of the tail. Okay, so the movement of the what? The sperm is motile, isn't it? It has to move from what? The female reproductive, means from vagina to the fallopian tube. It has to move, and this movement is with the help of tail, and for the movement of the tail, energy is needed, and this energy is provided by what? The mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria which is present in the middle piece. Okay, that gives source for swimming or for the movement of the sperm. Understood? And then uh, the human male, they produce 200 to 300 million sperms during a coitus. Okay, means when it is the semen is released, that is having what? 200 to 300 million sperms. Okay, and among this, at least 60 percentage of the sperms produced should have what? Mobility and normal size, then only the person will be fertile. Okay, so you might have heard when people go for fertility, means infertility treatment and all. The reason, one of the reason for male infertility is what? The number of sperms will be less. Count, we will say in normal terms, count of the sperm will be very less. Okay, so if a person has to be normally fertilizing, means male, they should have 200 to 300 million sperms during, means per ejaculate, and at least 60 percentage of the sperm should be normal, should be normal in shape and size. Okay, and 40 percentage of them should be able to move properly. Okay, Then sperms released from the seminiferous tubules, they'll be transported by the accessory ducts. We have learned, isn't it? Various accessory ducts are there. So through that it will be released. And secretions of epididymis, vas deferens. Okay, these can also, these are, even though they are not acting as a gland, their cells can produce some of the secretions. Okay, then seminal vesicle, prostate gland, all these are what? The what to say, they are the glands. Understood? So secretions of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, etc., they help in the maturation and motility of the sperm. Understood? They give nourishment and also they help in the movement. Okay, so this seminal plasma means along with the secretions of various what structures, like what epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, okay, bulbourethral glands, all this will constitute the semen. Okay, along with what? Sperms along with the secretions of these constitute the semen. Okay, so this the functions of the male's accessory ducts and the glands, all that are controlled by the androgens. Androgens are produced by the Leydig cells. Leydig cells get the trigger to produce the androgens from where? From the LH, isn't it? Leydig cells produces what? The hormones by the influence of LH. LH is getting produced when GnRH, gonadotrophin hormones are released during the puberty, isn't it? When a child attains puberty, he in their hypothalamus, they produce what? GnRH, and they act on what? Pituitary gland. Pituitary gland in turn produces LH. LH acts on Leydig cells, and that stimulates the synthesis of androgens, and these androgens are necessary for the what? For the growth, okay, and the maintenance of the glands and also the ducts. So about the spermatogenesis, you understood now? In this we have discussed the spermatogenesis, okay, the spermiogenesis, spermiation, then I have explained you the hormonal control of this process and also the structure of male what gamete, that is sperm. Understood? So this diagram also, it's important, you have to draw and study.